Welcome, everybody. So glad to have you with us here for today's webinar. Awesome to see so many of you jumping in. Yeah, and I hope you have a great week planned and a nice weekend to celebrate the 4th. Well, excited to have you with us here today. Today, we're going to be talking about some new capabilities that we're adding to the platform that have been so well received, already in production with a financial services client. So I'm excited to share more about that today with you. All right, so if you're excited about AI and how you can use that in your business, just drop a 1 in the chat. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's so much happening right now. Yep, exactly, Nick. Dr. Logan, great to have you with us. Yep, Sharest, Yvonne. Yep, Nick. Totally agree. Coach JB. All right. Yeah, it's just moving so quickly. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how businesses are able to turn dead leads into revenue. So it's really exciting to see the advancement in leveraging AI for business and also just how easily you can get this deployed and up and running. So let me just jump in to it. And let's keep it interactive. Feel free to pop questions in the chat if you have any questions. And we'll have a Q&A section at the end. I'd also like to welcome our guest speakers today. So Nick Punzlin, VP of Relationship Management at Texas Capital Bank, and Justin Ng, a capital raiser at Maverick Consulting. We'll hear from them very shortly. So you're in the right place if you are a business owner who has a list of cold leads that aren't generating any revenue, but you and your team are busy and can't always text them to turn them into clients. You want to be responsive to clients and prospects even after hours or during your vacations, so you never get a break. And if you waste time texting or calling people back to generate sales, believe me, you're not alone. And this is not for you if you're happy with your current workload, you don't want more customers, you insist on texting every prospect and answering every call yourself, even if it means missing opportunities, and you're unwilling to delegate tasks, even if AI could save you hours per week. So my promise to you is a cleared roadmap to consistently book more clients, proven strategies to eliminate lost revenue from missed calls and cold leads, and expert insights on using AI and automation to save you time. In return, I ask for your commitment to learn, a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, and to share your current challenges and ask questions. Let's make this interactive. Okay, so some tips for watching this today. So if you can find a quiet, distraction-free space, feel free to drop your comments and questions in the chat and just come with an open mind. Great. Okay, glad to see both the live attendees and AI assistants here with us today. Yeah, feel free to drop any questions you have in at any point during this webinar. So you're going to learn the hidden gold mine in your CRM, your customer relationship management software, the 98% visibility advantage, the no-risk AI automation system, and a 3-step implementation blueprint. I'm Clinton. My wife and I currently live near Dallas with our 2 youngest children, and our kids enjoy all kinds of outdoor activities and sports. And why listen to me? My background is an MBA and a computer science degree, and I have 9 years of experience helping enterprises use AI to improve and grow and accelerate their businesses. So I'm excited to empower you and your business with AI as well. So where did I start? Well, in 2016, I helped AWS launch 2 AI services, Amazon Poly and Amazon Recognition. And if you flash back to 2016, these were new AI services, and text-to-speech and image recognition were super hot, and AI voice assistants were all the rage. So my first voice-enabled app was a fun project I created with one of my children, and we made this haunted house game. It's still up there in the Alexa catalog. If you search for that, you'll find it, and it was a lot of fun. We got some good reviews, but those were early days, and voice-enabled apps require a lot of patience and often confused customers, and so you'll see some negative reviews too. Well, now we have AI-powered receptionists to help avoid missed calls get your nights and weekends back, and enjoy vacations while growing your business. So here's a little bit of the timeline of AI. So over the years, we've seen the evolution of some of the key enabling technologies like natural language processing, machine learning, and then, of course, advancements in voice controlled systems from companies like Dragon, Nuance, and IBM. And then in the 2010s, cloud computing made this much more accessible and enabled voice assistants like Siri and Alexa and Google Assistant. And now in the 2020s, we have AI powered receptionists that are emerging to handle your customer interactions and automate so many tasks. And in the future, I expect these to become increasingly sophisticated, capable of handling custom interactions and providing personalized experiences. So the benefits we're seeing with AI receptionists are natural sounding voices, they're fast and responsive, and they collect the prospect details and automate your workflows. We're going to talk about some exciting new improvements coming. But most importantly, no more missed calls, no interruptions during your dinners or vacations, and no wasted time texting leads back to get sales. So today we're going to introduce the AI SMS lead reactivation to convert cold leads into clients. So let's talk about this gold mine. And what is it going to do for you? Well, if you're running a company that collects leads, you might be sitting on a gold mine and not even realize it. So here's the truth: 60 to 80% of leads don't buy immediately, and 63% of leads take over 3 months to convert. So your database of dead leads could actually be worth over 50K in dormant revenue. So if you have a database full of dead leads, people who've reached out the past 6 to 24 months to get quotes but just never booked, this is sitting in your CRM, just collecting digital dust and ready for you to take action. But it's a manual follow-up nightmare. How are you going to text hundreds of these people individually? And there can be times where you have seasonal revenue gaps. And during these slow seasons, you're scrambling to get new clients when you could just be reactivating people who've already expressed interest. And then you've got prospects who sometimes show interest, they get a quote, they look at the pricing, but then they just disappear. And some people reach out and then, for 8, 9 months, you never hear from them, but they probably have even bigger issues and needs that need addressing. So, how can we address this? Well, with SMS, you get a huge advantage because 98% of text messages get opened versus only 20% for email. 90% are read within 3 minutes of delivery, and 45% of recipients respond. So, when was the last time you got that kind of response rate with email? And home services businesses are seeing a 20 to 30% conversion rate. Just incredible. Okay, so let's jump into a demo and just show you how this works. Okay, so let's say you've got cold leads. In this case, we're Wild Sound Waves. It's an e-commerce company. And Richard had reached out to, get some information about a Bluetooth speaker. Well, Riva is an AI receptionist, and when Riva is not answering calls for Wild Sound Waves, she's reaching out to these cold leads, like Richard. So she reaches out, "Hi there, it's Riva from Wild Sound Waves. Is this the same Richard that was looking for a Bluetooth speaker?" All right, let's jump into it. And we're using OpenAI in the back end, and I just want to show you how the flow works. And this is the same system that we have in production today that's reaching out automatically to cold leads. So let's jump over to it into this playground, and I'm going to respond to the message. Let's pretend I'm Richard. I'm going to say, "Yes, it's me." And now we give the AI receptionist a chance to respond, and we put time delays in here so it feels more natural, like it's a human, responding to the text messages. Okay, so Riva's asking, "Perfect. Are you still looking for help with wireless audio?" Yes, we have a media room TV that needs a better speaker. It's just not cutting it. And so let's find out if you know this company can help us with that. Okay, awesome, Riva says. Yeah, it's well, I'd say it's probably like a 9. Like it's quite a bad situation. Every time, the audio level, it's pretty high. I hear like some scratching. And so these conversations are just happening automatically with hundreds of potential prospects. Okay, and then AI basically generates a response that's, consistent with the conversation, with your tone of voice, your company. And now it helps guide them through a discovery process to understand what would be the right product and solution. Okay, it's fairly good size with a couch and a couple of recliners. So, for example, all this conversation that's happening, you'll see this happening live inside the Mad Job platform. So you can jump into any of these conversations and just ask Riva to pause while you just pick up the thread right there. Or you can just let Riva, handle everything. Okay, yes, that would be great. Can I get started? And sometimes, people had an initial thought, they had a concern or need, they called or reached out, but they just forgot to follow through on it, or it just didn't seem urgent at that moment. But through SMS, we're able to reach out, and when that time comes up, they can actually search back through their messages or respond to these as they come in, if now is a great time. And here, for example, we can send out a link to the booking calendar so they can just pick a slot. Now, the prospects can also ask questions. Do I need any expertise with Bluetooth? Set it up. And so we can help you train your AI receptionist to answer both simple and complex questions to help qualify leads and help prepare them to book them in for a call. And then you've got all that context when you get on the call with them, or when they go ahead and book their order, place their order, so that you understand a little bit more about their situation. For example, let's say there's a question about shipping. Great, they offer worldwide shipping. Okay, awesome. So now from there, Richard can go ahead and place his order. So that's an example of what the interactions look like, and this is leading to much higher engagement rates, especially for cold leads who aren't generating any revenue for you. Now you can start turning them into prospects, who are warming up, getting ready to make a purchase or close a deal. And now let's talk about this no-risk AI automation system. So with Madjaw, we're offering the ability to generate sales for 60 days to ensure that this is going to pay for itself before you ever pay us. So it's performance-based, meaning we don't get paid until you earn money on this new capability. So it's very exciting. So we have a 3-step implementation blueprint. First, we build it. So we choose a name for your AI receptionist and a brand voice and style that reflects, your brand, your company, your mission. Then we train your AI receptionist by teaching it about your business, creating or bringing in your existing FAQs, and then we launch it. So we enable your AI receptionist to start to reach out to a small subset of your cold leads, test it, look at the responses and reactions from your leads. We can segment that list to make the messages even more personalized. And then we start seeing results. And you can basically grow and scale as a result of this, handling calls from hundreds of inbound prospects and reaching out automatically via SMS to follow up with them and turn those into sales. So if you take one thing away, I just want you to know you can get more time freedom without missing out on new business. So the big question is, how can you apply this method consistently to get customers without missed calls, without interruptions during your dinners or vacations, or wasting time trying to text cold leads? Well, you got two choices. You can waste tons of time and effort spinning your wheels and trying to figure it all out alone, or you can fast track your results with an AI receptionist answering your calls and activating your cold leads. Here's some examples of businesses that are already leveraging the Madjaw AI receptionist to help turn prospects into leads and into clients. And it's awesome to see across different industries whether it's real estate, healthcare, home services, financial services. We're seeing great progress and a huge ROI. And most importantly, that time freedom that these business owners started their business to achieve in the first place. So when you think about the value that an AI receptionist brings, consider the alternative for complete call transcripts, for automated SMS messaging, having 24/7 availability from an answering service, and just qualifying all of your inbound leads. What would that cost in terms of missed opportunities if you didn't capture those inbound leads and turn those cold leads into sales? So here is the AI receptionist pricing. And what's great is we include SMS messaging with our AI receptionist starter. And then what we're talking about today is a new capability you'll see on the far right, which is the cold lead reactivation and sales. Like I said, it's already in production. We're starting to see results with it already, and it's constantly improving. And as a fast action bonus, we're offering for the next 12 spots only in the DFW Metroplex area, a special offer. I'm calling it Second Surge. For the next 12 spots only in the DFW Metroplex, we're giving away a garden party charcuterie from Graceful Gatherings for your next event so that you can host an in-person event and attract new clients. And then you can use AI receptionists to help follow up with those leads. And if they call in, they can answer the phone calls. So feel free to sign up today. There's a 60-day window, so you can make sure you're getting value from this before you ever pay. And we're excited to have you join in and get started to help you grow your business and give you more time freedom. All right, with that, let's welcome our guest speaker, Nick Punzelan. So with that, let me welcome Nick, and I'll let you share. Let me stop sharing here for just a moment and switch over the audio. Okay, Nick, are you able to chat?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, sure can.
All right. Thanks, Clinton. I really do. I appreciate this. I believe this is my third webinar that I've been a part of under Madjaw, and I think I learned something new every time. But I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak. I think it's such a great service and benefit you provide for allowing your clients and soon to be clients to speak on as well. And I wanted to kind of leverage kind of what you're talking about, and like how do we gain more business, and how do we um, keep more business as well, and we think about like from a banking standpoint. And so you just know a little bit about my background. So I am a little over 21 years in the banking industry, and the last 6 in the business world. I am at Texas Capital, which is actually the only full service bank based in Texas, and our headquarters in Dallas. Um, but more often than not, when I'm speaking to clients and even prospects, the conversation almost always leads to sales and retention of sales and clients. Um, it goes so far as, I need a salesperson, but right now um, I can't afford one, or I can't find a good one. I need a receptionist, right? Like, I need someone to be able to answer these phones and these emails. Just like what Clinton was saying. From a banking standpoint, and this isn't so much for Texas Capital. It's just something that I think would be beneficial. Every business has to have some sort of bank. I get asked all the time, how do I differentiate, bank A from bank B to bank C? And I'm very transparent, and so I'll tell everyone, like, hey, look, you'll always have your um, banking abilities, no matter which bank you're at, right? We're talking about checking and savings and credit cards and online banking. Where I always tell clients again and prospects the differentiator is going to be the relationship that you have with, one or more of the individuals that work with you, right? I think, Clinton and I met at a chamber event, and just the Magi itself was really interesting, but I think we kind of had a mutual desire to meet more people in the community and beyond. Um, but your banker, again, beyond the checking savings, the everyday things, we should be really getting advice from our trusted banks. Um, and so I would encourage everyone, no matter where you bank at, and if you have a strong relationship with your banker, I would encourage you to talk to them about, like, hey, what other ways can we help each other? And I'll just give you the example for me is I am always looking for ways to introduce my clients and or prospects to other clients or prospects, right? I think the biggest thing for that is, look, I'm getting to learn the kind of the ins and outs of the operations, and what we're selling, what services we have, what products we're providing. And that way, when I'm going out and talking to other clients who have different needs, it's, hey, you know what, I know of a company or I know of an individual who I believe will be able to help you. Let me give you their information. Let me put you in touch, right? So it's a way for, any business owner, no matter, again, what industry we're in, to kind of utilize what you have at your disposal to get your name out more, right? Again, so my word of advice for anybody is to bring that up to your bank, right? And if you don't get a response, hey, that's when it's, you know what, there is other banks out there who might be able to help me more than just your traditional banking, right? Um, so again, over my 21-year career, that is, we're always looking for new ways to help our businesses grow, and that's why I like being a part of these webinars hosted by Clinton. I think it's fantastic. I think it's such a great way to utilize the AI technology to help generate those leads for those who use them, and um, we really we really want to go beyond that here at Texas Capital, but a lot of banks will. So again, I'm not so much about where I'm at here at Texas Capital, but just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of, you have this resource in your bankers if you have one. If you don't have one, go look for one, and it's a good way, and it's a targeted way to get more leads, right? Like the like if it were me, if I was your banker, I know exactly what you're looking for, and I know exactly what the other client's looking for. So that kind of takes out the an initial selling point of the introduction to say, hey, you have this need, and I know that you can help me with it. Let's talk. But again, glad to be a part of this again, Clinton. So thank you for having me. Always looking forward to them every month. But yeah, if anybody has any questions for me or anything like that, I know you can find me. You can search me up on LinkedIn, or you can quickly message me here. But happy to help any way I can.
Thank you so much, Nick. Yeah, Nick and I met, as he mentioned, at a South Lake Chamber event, and I was just so impressed the way that he just reached out and is willing to make introductions and connections. And so, if any of you have questions for Nick or are interested in learning more about what he does or his background, feel free to drop those in the chat, and we'll have some time here at the very end to go through that. Yeah, thanks again for joining us, Nick. Great to have you with us. All right, let me share my screen and let's jump over to our next guest speaker. Okay, so our next guest speaker is Justin Ng. Excited to introduce him. So Justin is a capital raiser at Maverick Consulting. And let's take a minute to hear from Justin.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Clinton for presenting and giving me this opportunity to be able to tell you more about myself here on this amazing webinar today. So my name is Justin Ng. I'm still in the corporate grind, but I found a passion for capital raising for business and multifamily apartment complexes. I'm passionate about sharing these amazing opportunities with my networks and also to you, the webinar audiences to invest in. A little bit about myself. I'm originally from Malaysia. I came to the US for college at Purdue University, and now I made my way westward and reside here in Las Vegas with my girlfriend. We are both passionate about real estate, and we're looking to build and grow our portfolio. I personally love sports, especially soccer and snowboarding. Before I came here to Vegas, I had the opportunity to stay in Reno, which has Tahoe right there close by, and I started picking up snowboarding. I did not know a single thing about snowboarding because from Malaysia, there's no mountains and there's no snow in Malaysia. So I took this opportunity to start going through snowboarding and learning how to fall and getting up and going through the whole process of going through the bunny hills, the green simple, and then as time went on and as I failed forward, I tried to continue to perfect myself in the snowboarding realm without taking any classes, and I progressed slowly and surely, going up and able to go all the way at the top of the mountain and then riding down comfortably without any issues. And fun fact here, I even broke my collarbone one season, but that didn't let me stop me from going back up to the mountain to go snowboarding. So I started out again the next season because the season when I broke my bone, I couldn't go up anymore. And just keep going, keep learning, and eventually I got better, and now I'm comfortable to be able to snowboard from the top of the mountain all the way to the bottom. And also another fun fact for me, I recently started a podcast and posted my first episode on my YouTube channel, and I would love for you guys to be able to check it out. And I know Clinton will share that link for that as well. And because of that opportunity I had for snowboarding, and also coming here to America as a student, I had to go through a lot of challenges, and I see a lot of challenges as well because I have to be here, I have to be independent, I have to be disciplined, I have to motivate myself to be able to overcome these challenges. And what I see the most common challenges I have seen in the real estate industry, in the entrepreneurship real estate, is shiny object syndrome, and also not doing a due diligence when you're presented these opportunities to be able to invest or repurchase the property. And it presented mostly in my life and in my journey because I'm still going through it. I'm still trying to rectify the problem that came with it. But I see it as a learning opportunity, and I'm grateful for that. And so from there, I was able to learn and know how to use it and apply it, because now I have the lessons learned, the life lessons, the education that will help me move forward and fail forward. And as for shiny object syndrome, I kept jumping from one thing to the better thing to the better thing because I was trying to work on this. I saw something better, I went for it. And then I keep going down that rabbit hole, which is another thing that I see common as well. So because of that, being aware and being able to know what's going on, I am now able to focus primarily on raising capital. I see that it's an opportunity to have all this coming along. It's the opportunity that's coming down the pipeline right now because I have amazing owner-operator partners, my mentors, with for business acquisitions and larger asset classes like apartment complexes. And this opportunity coming down the pipeline is an amazing opportunity. It helps that I'm also a lender on this opportunities, that I can bring fellow investors that will be interested, or they will know anybody else that will be interested in coming in to be a passive investor and able to learn the process and to learn what goes on in a day-to-day. Or, if they have the option, they can just sit back and just earn a passive return. And primarily the audience I'm trying to target here are the people who are in accredited investors, private equity, family offices, institutional lenders, debt funds, and hedge funds and pension funds. Any of these individuals or any of these retail investors as well, like doctors, lawyers, engineers, anybody who makes a good living and they're looking to diversify their portfolio by investing in something that's not traditional, like the stock market or mutual funds, and they want to go into a different realm, like business acquisitions and how to run a business, how to operate a business, and as well as apartment complexes and how to run an apartment complex, how to raise rents, how to make the living area better. So it's an opportunity that it's a growing opportunity, and it's an opportunity for people to learn, as well as making a return on their investments as well. So if you're interested in learning more about these opportunities and would like to reach out to me, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. The best way for you to reach out is on my Instagram. So please feel free to DM me on my Instagram at @JustinEng, and I will look forward to talking and getting to know you, and as well as being able to bring you as an investor so that we can, build generational wealth for us and your families, and for everybody else down the generations, and be able to keep that wealth as well, because there's also a tax saving opportunity being able to invest in these opportunities. So looking forward to connecting, and reach out to me anytime. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nick. It's always great to hear from you. So Nick and I met at an event in Dallas just a couple months ago, and it's been great to see the progress that he's making. So let me just drop in the chat his contact info, and Nick, if you want to put your contact details too. So his is the Justin Ng on Instagram. All right, let's see what questions are in the chat. Let's dive into it. Okay, yeah, a lot of interest in AI. So question for the group is, how are you currently using AI? Oh, thank you, Nick, for dropping your contact info in the chat. Excellent. Feel free if you want to raise your hand. Love to hear from you, how you're using AI. And if you have any questions for Nick. Well, it's been really awesome to gather in this group on a regular basis. And again, we meet the first Thursday of every month, and we've got an exciting lineup of speakers for the coming several months, and openings in November for that webinar. If you'd like to present, or someone that a business owner that you'd like to see present on this webinar, I'd love to have them. All right, so if there are no questions, we'll just wrap it up here. But it's been great to have our guest speakers, Justin and Nick, and looking forward to connecting with each of you over the weeks ahead as we make progress with AI and growing businesses leveraging these new capabilities. All right, I wish you all a happy 4th. Thanks again for jumping in here. It's great to see each of you, and look forward to following up.
Thanks, Clinton.
My pleasure, Nick.
Have a good one.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.